Hello teacher and classmates, today I'm going to show you how to make oregano and garlic bread. These are all the ingredients you're going to need in order to bake your bread. What you're going to need is 5 tablespoons of oil, 4 tablespoons of butter, a tablespoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, a tablespoon of baking powder, and 1 pound of flour. The first thing you're going to do is to pour the flour into a bowl that's big enough. Then you make a slight hole where you're going to add the baking powder and sugar. After that, you add the salt, oil, and butter. After this, you're going to pour hot water into a small cup and then pour it into the bowl. When you finish with the first cup of water, you will start to knead so that everything starts to mix up. If you need more water, just add another cup. Please be careful because when I poured the water, it was too hot and I burned my hand. It didn't hurt, but my hand was red for like 20 minutes. When you see that all the ingredients are mixed together, sprinkle a bit of flour on your table, put the dough in it, and start kneading again. I don't think there's a particular way to knead, but I've seen many people doing it this way, so I try to copy them. Now here comes the part that I like the most. You add as much oregano as you want to and knead again. You can repeat this process how many times you want. When you're done kneading, the dough should look like this. It's beautiful, I know. I always use garlic powder, but when I was making my bread, I realized just then that I didn't have any left, so I had to improvise by slicing garlic. I bought this little tool from Casa Ideas if you want to buy it too. It's a bit difficult to use, but it's better than slicing the garlics yourself. At the end, this was how much garlic I used for my bread. Once you're done, you're going to knead again so the garlic is mixed with the dough. When all the ingredients in your dough are finally mixed together, you take medium pieces of it and press it against your hands like this so you end up with an oval-like shape. Then you have to repeat this process with all the dough that's left. I choose to make medium-sized bread because if I make them too big, they might end up mixing all together on the oven. It has happened before and I do not like it. Once you have finished separating the dough into medium-sized bread, you will cover it with a kitchen towel. This gives the dough a chance to sit and the baking powder the opportunity to make the little breads rise. Don't touch it for at least 10 to 20 minutes or when you notice that the bread has grown a little bit. After this, you uncover your bread and you slightly press them one by one. This is merely for aesthetic reasons, so if you want to skip this part, it's alright. Personally, I never skip this part because I try to make my bread look as perfect as possible, which not always works, but the thing is I try. When you're done, on a tray with oil, you're going to put each bread separated from each other. Before I did this, I was preheating my oven for 10 minutes at 180 degrees, so you may want to do it too. I made a tiny mistake when I was letting the dough rest, and that was that some of my dough got wet. So that's why you may see them on the video sliding through the tray. So you have to be careful with that and not make the same mistake as I did. When you're done, the tray should look like this. Once you have put all the breads on the tray, you will pick them with a fork. This allows the air that's inside the dough to evaporate more easily when it's on the oven. And you have to repeat this process with all the bread you made. When you're done, you put the tray in the oven and wait. In the meantime, you perhaps may want to wash the dishes or do something you'd like, but if you're insecure like me, you will sit in front of the oven to make sure your bread doesn't burn. If you're lucky like me, you may have some company while you wait for your bread to be done. But to my misfortune this time, my companion was dead asleep, and when she finally decided to enter the kitchen, she left as soon as she came because she saw a fly she wanted to eat. Once in a while, I recommend that you open the oven to check if your bread is raw or it's cooking. As you can see on the toothpick, there are some leftovers from the dog, which means that it's still raw and needs more time. I did this after 10 minutes. You certainly don't have to do this, but after a while I like to turn them around so every side can end up with that gold-like color. When you're finally done with this step, you're going to put the tray in the oven again, close it, and wait for the bread to be baked. When your bread is finally done, you take the tray out. Now would you look at it? Ah, so cute, so crispy, so yummy. Look at my tiny pile of bread, it's amazing, I love it. I love making bread, especially oregano and garlic bread, it's amazing. You can eat this bread with literally anything you'd like. I always wait for about 10 minutes before I eat one, so it's still hot but not hot enough to burn my mouth. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope that you give my recipe a chance because you won't be disappointed.